So hello everyone, in this video I will discuss about the sampling distribution of the sample means. So first, let's have a short introduction about the sampling distribution. Okay, so imagine that you have your population. A population is the entire group that you want to draw conclusions about. Okay, so population doesn't always refer to people. So, pwede siyang objects, organizations, events, or anything that you want to study. Then from that population, you could calculate the parameter. So parameter, that is the size of our population. Okay, so we all know that it's not easy to find the parameter. So ang gagawin natin is to estimate the parameter by taking a sample. Okay, so kukuha tayo ng mga sample from our population. So sample is the specific group that you will collect data from. The size of the sample is always less than the size of the population. Then from that sample, we could calculate the statistic. So statistic, that is the size of our sample na kinuha natin doon sa ating population. Okay? Na magagamit to estimate the parameter. So every time na kukuha tayo ng sample, we can get the different values. Okay? Okay, so the distribution of values is called the sampling distribution. Okay, the number of sample of size n, so this is the symbol for the sample size, that can be drawn from the population of size n, so this is the symbol from the population size, is given by NCN, or in your calculator, you can see this symbol NCR, or the formula for the combination. So, kailangan muna natin alamin kung ilan ba yung possible combination dun sa given na population. Okay, so a sampling distribution of sample means is a frequency distribution using the means computed from all the possible random samples of a specific size taken from a population. Okay, so the probability distribution of the sample means is also called the sampling distribution of the sample means. Okay, so steps in constructing the sampling distribution of the sample means. Okay, so first, determine the number of possible samples that can be drawn from the population using the formula of the combination. Okay, where n is the size of the population, then yung small letter n is the size of the sample. Okay, and then second, list all the possible samples and compute the mean of each sample. Then last is to construct a frequency distribution of the sample means obtained in step 2. Okay, so let's have an example. Okay, so a population consists of 5 values, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So a sample of size 2 is to be taken from this population. Okay, so ang given natin, meron tayong 5 values from the population. Then ang kukunin mo lang daw doon na sample is 2. So, tigda dalawang pair lang daw from the 5 values na meron tayo dun sa ating population. So, ang first step is to alamin kung ilan yung possible sample na makukuha natin dun sa 5 values na given. Okay, so we can use the combination. So, yung formula ng ating combination. So, dyan pwede mo na agad computein using your calculator. Yan. Hanapin nyo lang yung ganitong symbol. So, si N, that is the population size, which is 5. Then, si R naman, yung sample size, which is 2. Okay, so using your calculator, so pwede mo na agad ilagay 5, C2, then equal sign. So, ang makukompute mo doon is 10. So, we have 10 possible sample, okay, na makukuha. Or kung wala ka namang calculator, we can use this formula, n factorial divided by r factorial times n minus r factorial. So factorial means to multiply all whole number from the chosen number down to 1. Okay, so for example, yung n natin is 5. So that is 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 5 minus 2 factorial. Okay, so yung 5 factorial, that is equal to 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 2 factorial, that is 2 times 1. Then 5 minus 2, that is 3. So 3 factorial. So that is equal to 3 times 2 times 1. Okay? So now we can cancel this out. Kasi kapag dinivide mo yan, that is equal to 1. So ang matitira na lang is 5 times 4, then 2 times 1. Okay? So 5 times 4, that is equal to 20. Then 2 times 1, that is equal to 2. Then 20 divided by 2 is 10. So meron tayong 10 possible sample. Okay? So ang gagawin mo naman next is to list down all the possible sample. Then compute the mean of each sample. Okay, so list down natin lahat nung 10 sample na yun. So po pwedeng 2 and 3, 2 and 4, 2 and 5, 2 and 6, 3 and 4, 3 and 5, 3 and 6, 4 and 5, 4 and 6, then 5 and 6. So dito bawal ang repetition. Okay? So bawal maulit. Okay? So, kapag na-list down mo na lahat ng possible sample, now compute for the mean. Okay, so, kukunin natin yung mean niyan. So, pag compute ng mean is, i-add mo lang tong dalawa, then divided by 2. So, 2 plus 3 divided by 2, that is equal to 2.5. Then, 2 plus 4 divided by 2, that is equal to 3. Okay. Then, lahat gawin, or lahat computein yung mean. So, ito ngayon yung makukuha nating values. Okay? So, kapag na-compute na natin yung mean, okay, yung next step is to construct a frequency distribution. So, kunin mo na ngayon yung frequency nitong mga mean na to. Okay? Okay, so next step is to construct a frequency distribution of the sample mean. Okay, so what you need is the computed mean. So, yung symbol ng mean natin is x bar kasi we're talking about the sample mean, then the frequency and its probability. Okay, so what you need is the mean, yung computed mean kanina, dun sa step 2. So, ito po yun. So, kukunin mo lang yung mga na-compute mo na mean, which is 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, 4.0, 4.5, 5.0, then 5.5. Then next is to determine the frequency of each mean. Okay, so 2.5, so titignan mo lang ilan kaya yung 2.5 na na-compute doon. So we have 1. Okay. Then 3.0, so meron lang ding isa. Then si 3.5 naman, so we have 2. Okay, so dalawa yung kanyang 3.5. Then si 4.0 naman, so meron ding dalawa. Okay. Then 4.5, we have 2 again. Then 5.0, only 1. Then last is yung 5.5, isa lang din. Okay, so total of 10. Okay. So, kapag nakuha mo na yung frequency, ang next naman is yung kanyang probability or yung P of x bar. Okay. So, pag-compute ng probability, again, frequency divided by the total number of the mean. Okay. So, first value natin, which is the 2.5, ang frequency niya is 1. So, 1 divided by 10, again, si 10, yan yung total. So, 1 over 10 or equal to 0.1. So, pwede natin siyang express into decimal. Then, ganun lang din yung gagawin sa mga susunod. Then, second value, we have 1. So, 1 over 10, that is also equal to 0.1. Then, next value, we have 2. So, 2 over 10, that is equal to 0.2. Then, another 2, that is equal to 0.2. Then, 2 again, 2 over 10, that is equal to 0.2. Then, next is 1. So, 1 over 10 is equal to 0.1. Then, last is 1 ulit. So, 1 over 10, that is equal to 0.1. So, total of 10 over 10 or 1. Okay, so ito ngayon yung ating frequency distribution. Okay. So next is the mean of the sampling distribution of the sample mean. So paano naman natin computein yung mean? Okay, so first, again, yun pa rin yung ating question. Okay, yung ating 5 values, then yung sample size is 2. So to compute the population mean, okay, so kung population mean ang pinag-uusapan, ang gagawin mo lang is to add all the 5 values from the population, then divided by the total number of the values, kung ilan lang sila. So, 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, that is equal to 20, divided by 5, kasi 5 yung kanyang values, equal to 4. Okay? So, kung kukumputin mo yung population mean lang ng ating values, that is equal to 4. So, paano naman kumputin yung sample mean ng ating tong given problem? Okay? So, to compute the sampling distribution of the sample mean, okay, so first, multiply the sample mean by the corresponding probability, then add the result. So, kanina, kinumpute natin yung mga probability ng ating mean. Okay, so meron na tayong mean tsaka yung kanya corresponding probability. Okay, so to compute the sample mean, we need to multiply the computed mean then its corresponding probability. Okay, so 2.5 times 0.1, that is equal to 0.25. Then 3.0 times 0.1, that is equal to 0.30. Then 3.5 times 0.2, that is equal to 0.70. Then 4.0 times 0.2, that is equal to 0.80. Then 4.5 times 0.2, that is equal to 0.90. Then 5 times 0 times 0.1, that is equal to 0.50. Then 5.5 times 0.1, that is equal to 0.55. Okay, so now to compute the sample mean of the sampling distribution of the sample mean, okay, so formula for that is this one. Summation of x bar times the probability of x bar. Okay, so meaning add mo lang lahat nung minultiply mo kanina. So to, add mo lang yan lahat, then that is equal to 4. Okay, so the population mean is equal to 4, then the sample mean, that's also equal to 4. Okay, so one of the property of the sampling distribution ay kapag kinumpute mo yung kanyang population mean, that is also equal to their sample mean. So now let's compute for the variance and standard deviation. Okay, so using the problem or the same problem. Okay, so computein muna natin yung variance and standard deviation ng population. Yung population po muna tayo. Okay, so you need the 5 values given, which is the 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So yan yung nasa ating first column. Then sa second column, we need the squared of the variable x or yung 5 values na meron tayo. So 2 squared, that is equal to 4. Then 3 squared, that is equal to 9. Then 4 squared, that is equal to 16. Then 5 squared is equal to 25. Then last is 6 squared is equal to 36. Okay. So solve for the variance, okay, we use this formula of summation of x squared over n minus the summation of x over n raised to 2. So yung n, yan yung total number of values, okay, which is 5 kasi meron tayong 5 values na given. Okay, so summation of x squared. Okay, so kukunin mo daw muna yung sum ng x squared. So, nasan ba yung ating x squared? Ito. So, kunin mo daw yung summation yan or yung sum ng lahat ng ito. So, that is equal to 90. So, kaya naging 90 over yung n is 5. So, 90 over 5 minus summation of x. So, sum naman daw nung lahat ng x. Okay, so i-add mo lang lahat nung nandun sa ating value of x. So, that is equal to 20. So, kaya naging 20 over 5 squared. Okay, so 90 over 5, that is equal to 18 minus 20 over 5 equal to 4. So, 4 squared. So, 4 squared is equal to 16. So, 18 minus 16 is equal to 2. So, yung variance ng ating population ay 2. Okay? Then, to compute for the standard deviation of the population. So, kailangan mo lang kunin yung square root ng ating variance. Okay? So, ang computed variance natin is 2. So, square root of 2 is equal to 1.41. Okay? So, meaning yung standard deviation ng ating population ay 1.41. Okay, so for population pa lang to. So how about the sample mean? Okay, so how about the sample? Okay, so paano kinukompute ngayon yung variance and standard deviation ng sample? Okay, so now to compute the variance and the standard deviation of the sampling distribution of the sample mean. Okay, so dito kukumpute naman natin yung variance and standard deviation ng sample. Okay? Okay, so what you need is the computed mean, okay? Then yung kanyang probability na na-compute natin kanina sa previous slide. The next is yung x bar times the probability of x bar. Okay? So, ginamit natin to kanina to compute the mean. Okay? So, which is 4. Okay? Yun yung computed mean natin is 4. Then, so, ang idadagdag mo dun sa table ay yung x bar squared times the probability of x bar. Okay? So, squared lang natin lahat ng x, lahat ng computed mean, then multiply dun sa kanyang corresponding probability. So, yung x bar natin or yung computed mean, ito po yun, i-squared lang natin to lahat, squared, and then multiply dito sa corresponding probability. Okay, so 2.5 squared times 0.1, that is equal to 0.625. Then 3.0 squared times 0.1, that is equal to 0.900. Then 3.5 squared times 0.2, that is equal to 2.450. Then ganun lang din yung gagawin sa iba pang values. Okay? Squared, then multiply sa corresponding probability niya. So, ito na ngayon yung makukuha natin mga values. Okay? So, now, add mo ngayon lahat ng to. Okay. So, that is total of 16.75. Okay, so now, to compute for the variance of the sample mean. Okay. So, ang kanyang symbol, meron na siyang x bar dyan sa baba. Ibig sabihin yan, ang kinukuha mong variance is for the sample. Okay, for the sample mean. Okay, so summation of x bar squared times the p of x bar times the sample mean squared. Okay, so yun na-compute natin na mean which is 4 kanina. Okay, yung summation of x bar squared times the p of x bar is equal to 16.75. Okay, so lagay natin dito sa formula sa 16.75 minus yung computed mean natin or sample mean kanina is 4. So, kaya naging 4 dyan. 4 squared is equal to 16. Okay, so 16.75 minus 16, that is equal to 0.75. Okay, so yung variance ng ating sample mean ay 0.75. Okay, now to compute the standard deviation of the sample mean. Okay, so kukunin mo lang ulit yung computed variance mo, then square root. Okay, so square root of 0.75, that is equal to 0.86. Okay, so yung standard deviation of the sample mean ay 0.86. Okay, so ganun lang yung pag-compute ng variance and standard deviation ng ating sample mean. Okay, so meron tayo ditong iba pang formula na pwede pang magamit to compute the variance and standard deviation of the sample mean. Okay, so ang kailangan mo lang is yung standard deviation ng population, then yung sample size, population size, tsaka yung variance of the population. Okay, so same problem yung kanina, computein natin. Okay, so to compute the variance of the sample mean, so you need the variance of the population. So, ang na-compute natin variance kanina is 2. So, 2 over, yung small letter n natin or yung sample size natin is 2 rin. So, 2 over 2 is equal to 1. Then, yung n minus n. So, yung n, yung population size, which is 5, minus n, or yung sample size natin na 2. So, 5 minus 2 over 5 minus 1 is equal to 3 over 4. Okay, so 1 times 3 over 4, that is equal to 0.75. So, same lang siya dun sa na-compute natin kanina na variance ng sample mean. Okay? So, pwede nyo rin tong gamitin na formula. Okay, so to compute the standard deviation, okay, so we use this formula. Okay, so what you need is the standard deviation of the population. So ano compute natin na standard deviation kanina is 1.41 over the square root of n, or yung small letter n natin, or yung sample size, which is 2, over square root of 2 times square root of 5 minus 2 over 5 minus 1. Okay, so you can use your calculator to compute this one. So you can get the 0.863445, and so on, or simply as 0.86. So same as dun sa nakuha natin standard deviation using the different formula. Okay? So pwede rin natin tong gamitin. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.